Welcome to the Human 5 Project, the podcast where we cut straight to the breakthroughs that matter, the show where science meets self-optimization. I'm your host, Ultimate Biohacker 10X, and here we break down the real research, real data, and real dosing behind modern biohacking, from compounds and peptides to techniques, devices, lifestyle strategies, and performance protocols. Most people jump in and jump out before they get the gold, so we're keeping it tight and delivering the essential insights you need without the fluff. If you've taken the time to hit play, we'll make sure you walk away with valuable knowledge that can transform your approach to longevity, health optimization, and beyond. Welcome back to the Human 5.0 Project. I'm Ultimate Biohacker 10X, and today we're talking about the compounds quietly reshaping longevity, recovery, and human performance, and how apropos in the end of 2025 to do our countdown of the top 10 peptides. These are the peptides people whisper about in elite performance circles, longevity clinics, and research labs. Not hype, but biologically active signaling molecules with real data behind them. This episode breaks down what actually works, what's misunderstood, and what's next in human optimization. Let's get into it. The first two on our list are BPC-157 and TB-500, the recovery stack. If there's a Mount Rushmore of regenerative peptides, these two are carved into stone. BPC-157 is a naturally occurring gastric peptide involved in tissue repair. Research shows it influences angiogenesis, which is the formation of new blood vessels, gut lining repair, and tendon healing. It's been studied in animal models for everything from muscle tears to intestinal injury. TB-500, which is a synthetic fragment of thymosin beta-4, plays a role in actin regulation, meaning it supports cell movement, tissue regeneration, and vascular repair. Together, they're known informally as the Wolverine Stack because of how dramatically they appear to support recovery in connective tissue. Some clinically observed benefits: tendon and ligament healing, reduced inflammation, fast recovery from soft tissue injury. These compounds are not FDA-approved drugs, but they are widely studied in regenerative and research settings. Number 3, Semaglutide, a GLP-1 agonist. Semaglutide is one of the most impactful metabolic drugs ever developed. Originally designed for diabetes, it was quickly shuttled over towards weight loss when they saw the great effects that it was having clinically. It works by reducing appetite via GLP-1 signaling, improving insulin sensitivity, and slowing gastric emptying. Clinically, it's changed how we manage obesity, metabolic syndrome, and insulin resistance. What's the key insight? Lower doses often provide benefits with fewer side effects, something many practitioners are now embracing. Number 4 on the list, Tirzepatide. This is a GLP-1 and a GIP agonist. It adds a second pathway, GIP activation, and this dual action enhances insulin signaling, improves fat metabolism, and reduces hunger more efficiently than just a GLP-1 alone. Many clinicians find it better tolerated and more metabolically complete than the other drug, semaglutide. Number 5, Retatrutide. This is a triple agonist, the newest generation, still in phase 3 clinical trials. It's a GLP-1, a GIP, and it also has glucagon receptor activity. So this trifecta increases metabolic rate, enhances fat oxidation, and preserves lean mass. It's still under investigation, like I said, but early data suggest it may represent the next evolution in metabolic therapy. Number 6 on the list, MOTS-C, spelled MOTS-C. This is a mitochondrial-derived peptide that activates AMPK, improves glucose utilization, enhances metabolic flexibility. Think of it as a cellular fitness signal, especially promising for metabolic aging. Number 7, KPV. So KPV is a tripeptide derived from alpha MSH with anti-inflammatory properties. Emerging research suggests it's good for gut inflammation reduction, immune modulation, and has possible neuroprotective effects. It's often explored in gut-brain axis research. Number 8 and 9, CJC-1295 and ipamorelin. These peptides stimulate natural growth hormone release rather than replacing it. So benefits may include improved sleep architecture, lean mass preservation, and enhanced recovery. Used together, they mimic youthful growth hormone pulsatility without suppressing endogenous production. And last but not least, number 10, insulin-like growth factor 1, or IGF-1, specifically IGF-1 LR3. This is powerful, so use caution here. IGF-1 plays a role in muscle hypertrophy and tissue repair. However, it is potent, it is non-selective, and it must be approached carefully. Most clinicians reserve it for advanced cases with close monitoring. To put this into context, when growth hormone is secreted, it does its work in the liver, in part, by stimulating the production of IGF-1. All right, so now for a little bit of personal history and how I used these effectively. In 2024, in June specifically, I was on the incline leg press with a pretty heavy load, and there was a freak gym accident which caused me to load the entire weight onto my left leg. As soon as that happened, my vastus lateralis snapped and retracted up into my thigh. I immediately went and saw my primary care physician, had an MRI, went to the orthopedist, who told me that it was a partial vastus lateralis tear and there wasn't much that he could do about it because we can't, quote, sew hamburger. So that being said, I was left for physical therapy and rehab, and he did say that I would probably not lose much function. It just may be cosmetically off a little bit. Well, I wasn't really happy with that, so I went ahead and did what most of us functional biohackers do, and I started peptide therapy specifically for this particular injury. I used pegylated mechanical growth factor, IGF-LR3, TB-500, and BPC-157. 2 weeks later, I walked into his office, and his eyes bugged out, and he said, "You healed faster than an Olympic athlete." Now, mind you, I was 59 at the time. And I told him what I did, and I said, "I understand that you can't prescribe this treatment regimen, but I'm fully aware of what I can do in order to get myself better, and so this is what I've done." Now, I took it a step further. Obviously, my diet is really good, and I'm really regimented with my fitness schedule and everything else, so I really had everything kind of set in place in order to make this happen the way I wanted it to. Anyhow, I continued on and was back in the gym without really any dysfunction at all within a course of maybe 5 weeks. I didn't really push the heavy weight again for about 6 months because I didn't see that it was necessary to do that, given that I was really just trying to maintain muscle density and physique, and I wasn't looking to, be a bodybuilder. So to bring this home, my utilization of these peptides, in addition to a carefully selected diet and very structured rehab protocol for myself, was able to get me over the hump and healed relatively quickly. And this would not have happened if I had gone the traditional medicine route. So this isn't about chasing youth. It's about restoring function. The future of medicine isn't more pills. It's precision signaling, biological literacy, and informed choice. Peptides aren't magic. They're tools. And used intelligently, they can support recovery, resilience, and longevity. Used recklessly, they can do the opposite. Educate yourself, work with professionals, and respect the biology. That's today's deep dive. If you want the full breakdown, protocol, safety notes, and research references, just head to biohackerdepot.com. Stay curious, stay human, and stay peptide boosted. Until next time. Thanks for listening to the Human Upgrade Project. If you found value in today's episode, share it with someone who's ready to elevate their biology. Make sure to follow the show for weekly deep dives into peptides, protocols, devices, lifestyle strategies, and the science of high-performance longevity. Until next time, stay curious, stay optimized, and stay 10x.